Hello, my name is Marcus Reyes, and today I'm going to be doing a step-by-step guide on how to build a Heltec V4 Meshtastic node. That'll include the 3D printing, and then also the flashing of the software, and then the Bluetooth to the phone. So the whole setup. And yeah, so let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to get started with is actually customizing the case that's going to be my sister's, and she's actually a part of this with me. Her name is Kaylin, and I'll link her socials in the description. But so she is going to be getting this full build, and she picked out her colors yesterday. They're loaded into the 3D printer right now, but she also wanted to do a custom design on it. So I'm going to be showing that full process on how I add the custom design, and then how that comes out with the 3D print. And so, yeah, that's the first thing. So I'm going to hop in the 3D modeling software and then we'll get right into that. I forgot to record the beginning of this, but I imported an image from my web browser into the 3D modeling software and then just did a quick outline of it. And that's all you need to do is just get a close shape of the outline. So I did the eyes, the face, the ears, and then the nose is going to be a area that does not get raised. And what I mean by raised is the 3D print has to be able to detect a difference in height between the image and the surface area to be able to do the multicolor. And so I just raise it 100th of a millimeter, so it's 0.01 millimeter. And that's enough for my 3D printer to be able to detect the difference in height. It won't actually print that precise, so it won't be outside of it will be a flush print, but it'll still have the different color, and that's just due to the paint software that's in the slicer, or it's a setting that you can choose the different colors. Now the next thing I'm going to do is add my logo onto the side, and I didn't add the ring around the logo until later, but this is just an image that I imported. I had this saved on my 3D modeling software, and so it's in the Shaper 3D file size, and so it saves all the settings, and so it's a quick, easy align, and you just put it on the side, and then I just draw a ring around it later, and then that's when I add the white in the modeling software, which will come later. So this is a 3D modeling software, and this is where I'm selecting my different filament types and the colors, and my Bamboo Lab printer with my Bamboo Lab spools have these swatches in them that will preload a setting based on that filament to get the best print. But from my testing, I was able to actually make my own settings that I found print best when doing these multicolor prints with designs, especially one as complicated as this one, which actually took quite a few tries to print. And so here I'm just selecting my preset, and then I'm going to open up the color software or setting, and then this is where I'll be able to do edge detection, which is going to enable here, and then that will color the wolf design. See here, the for some reason it did a full print or a full color change, but I fix that later. But yeah, so this is how you do your own custom designs. Like I said, just that 100th of a millimeter will be able to be detected. And the eyes actually didn't end up coming through. It was a little too small. I have a 0.4 millimeter nozzle on my P1S, but on my A1 Mini, I actually have a 0.2 0.2 millimeter nozzle, and that will be able to print the design and some more intricate ones as well, but the print times are way longer. So yeah, this is the slicer software, and as you can see there, it was about an hour and a half, and then I just send it over to my printer, which is just behind me, and it has all the filament loaded up, and all you have to do is click send, and then the print will start. And now they're off to the 3D print. I added the time lapse for the prints so that you can kind of see the process and the color changes. It's done. This is the radio. This is the final look to it. And now we're gonna flash it. So let's move to that. Yeah, that'll be fun. So the first part of flashing it is actually going to be plugging into your PC. So It's got the USB-C connector on the bottom. Take a USB to USB-C or whatever. It just needs to be on the end of USB-C and then into your computer. Then you plug it in. The screen will come on. It's kind of hard to see right there. Then you go to the Meshtastic website. Here. And then on the top, it'll say up here, it says flasher. You go there. This is my target device, so select target device, and you can actually do auto detect, and the way you figure it out is you just unplug it, and you see which one went away. Plug it back in, and it's this JTAG one. So sometimes that works. Sometimes up here it'll say that it needs to be in this mode, and so I'll just automatically select it, or manually, sorry. Go to Heltec, and when you click the Heltec, it'll bring up all the different Heltec boards, and mine's a Heltec V4. The Heltec V3 was my last one, but so the V4. And then you want to get the latest beta version. You don't want alpha, you want a stable beta version. So get that, and then you're going to flash it. It'll tell you that you need to do that, and then it says so choose my device here and ensure it's all plugged in. This does a reset, and then leave that, and then you want to do a full erase and install. And then let's see, I don't remember this being an option here, so I'm pretty sure I did this on my last board actually, so let's do that. Select the device, connect. It says failed to open. Okay, so I think we have to hold, like up there it said says your device is ESP32 based. You may need to turn off, then press and hold the boot or USR button while plugging the USB cable. That's what this button. So it says you either do that or you press this little reset. So let's try the reset again. So let's connect it. See what happens. Okay, so the screen's flashing, showing a couple things. It says connecting. 2 networks found. Laura, let's try another flash and install, see if that works. And there it goes. So now it's going to start flashing, and this will take some time. The device will be off the whole time until it finally does the restart after the flash, and then it'll open up into the Meshtastic UI, and then you're done. Then you just connect it to your phone. Then I'll also show like how to change the name of your node, excuse me, the name of your node and how to set it up so that you will get the correct settings and you won't be interfering with the network by having a router for a handheld instead of having it on client, like I said in the last video. And there we go. Okay, so you just had to power it off and power it back on. For some reason it got stuck in that loading. I was seeing some people, so this is the first screen you see. So it says welcome to Meshtastic, and then these are you press this button here. And should be, let's see. Okay, so it's this top one, sorry. Okay. No, it is this one, is it? No, that's the reset. So we'll do a reset actually. I'm curious what will happen anyways. Is it a long press? A long press, gotcha. Okay. Then we are US, and it's gonna reboot. So this is the main screen. Yeah, it reboots every time you change a setting. Let's actually zoom out maybe.
Okay. Please focus. Okay, maybe not that. We'll do. Okay, there you go. Okay, first screen, the messages, the last nodes that were heard, bearings, which is this is directional data. So this will tell you where certain devices are from you according to true north. Your position. Then this is the setup. So this is all default right now. There's the role, the radio preset, the region, so that's US. So the role needs to be a client. So I'll just select that. It'll reboot. I think it's client by default, but I would just automatically select it or manually select it. It's going to reboot. Sorry about the haze. Okay. So let's see. There's position. This is LoRa, the LoRa tab, which is just our device setup, the system, and then the clock, which you can actually set the clock. So you can do the time format. I like the 12 or the 24. I think on mine I just have the 24, and then time zone. Since I'm in US, it should show up. Yep, US. I'm Pacific. And then clock face. You could do digital or analog. I have this one on mine. And then this is the main screen again. But now your device is up and running. That shows me my little ID number. Then I go to my Meshtastic app. So I'm in my Meshtastic app. I go to this bottom right, go here, disconnect, gotta turn on Bluetooth. Then scan, and there's my new device. So you click on it, it'll tell you to enter a code, and the code shows up on the screen. There. You gotta enter that in. Goes in, see, and then pair. And it should pair. It'll take a second. There it goes. And then on the bottom down here it says that it's loading everything. And then you're connected. And when your device is, you need to let your device be on to recognize and repeat to different nodes in the area to be able to send messages and stuff like that to people in your area. But if I turn on, say, my other one, let me plug it in because the battery died on it. Okay, there. Turn it on. Okay, so now it's on. So now I have both devices next to each other. And then what I can do is go to messages, and you actually would need a separate phone. You need a separate phone, but you need to share. Okay, here's my other device. You can send a direct message. Just say hello. Said it failed, and it's probably because my device just turned on, so let's try it again. There it goes. Okay, and it got to my device. And you can actually, I forgot when I did the first screen recording to show you how to change your name, but I'll show you now. So if you look on the bottom right, we're in this tab, just the, well, it's actually the settings tab, sorry. And then it's the user. I accidentally clicked device. It's the user, and then it'll show you the long name and short name. The short name is what'll show up in your icon on the map.
and then the long name is what will just be your, if you see next to the green box, it shows the long name of my other device. It's the Meshtastic E114. And so, yeah, the short name is what everybody will see you as, though, on the map. And so, if you look again, it'll just be on that settings tab and then in user, and then that's where you can change your name. And your device will reboot after you change it as well.
My time clock synced up to the time zone, but there's multiple presets, and you can, like I said, you can add some. Yep, so you can select where you want it to go. You can send a general message in the long fast channel, which I've had people, like I've had a farmer say that he was going to do a 500-acre prescribed burn and to expect smoke. So that's the kind of messages you'll get in there, and depends who's in your area. But so it's that easy. You can just hold that, and then it'll send a message to my other device, and it'll actually say here. So if I want to show this, so if you look on this screen, so let's just say whatever, yes, it'll say on the screen a new message, and it's basically instant. I mean, you saw how fast that was, and it kind of matters that they're close together. But like I said, with line of sight in my last video, that will help a lot with the range of these devices. And so,
but the actual device itself is up and running and it's working now. So yeah, that's the whole build of one of these little handhelds. Didn't take very long. Took me about 2 hours to make it, and I soldered on the on-off switch, and then that was it, really. It was just doing the on-off switch, and then I was putting that into place. So that's what took the longest, I would say. I also had to heat insert all 5 screws. If you see them on the face, there's two right here. So one here. Oh, sorry, one here, and then one here, and then 2 over here. So those all are heat inserts. Those are pretty quick. It was just probably 10 seconds a piece. But like I said, I will put clips of this stream in the video. If seeing an actual breakdown of me putting the build together, like step by step with commentary, if that's something that you guys want to see, just let me know and I could totally do that. I got 2 more of these boards, same model, in the mail, so I'm going to be building 2 more, and if I do end up building one, I'll save another in case that is something you guys want to see in a video, because that would be pretty fun. Actually, I really enjoy doing the stream, and on my stream I mostly play video games, but I'm going to be incorporating more of the radio stuff and some of my other hobbies and interests into it, just as a way of documenting kind of my progress in a lot of these different fields. And so yeah, thank you for watching. There's really not much left with this. I mean, it's up and running. It's a working device. You just need another one you'll be able to talk to, whoever you know that has one. And the antenna, on the last video I did a detailed breakdown of the price. I forgot to include the antennas. They're $12.67, I believe, a piece. Let me double check that real quick. I just bought 2 more for those other boards, but I didn't buy them in a 2-pack. You had to just get 2. It is, let's see. Okay, so it's $12.97. $12.97 for one of these antennas, and you want to make sure that you get the 915 hertz. It says US and Australia, and then I think it's 898 or something. The other frequency will say Europe. And so you want to make sure that you get the 915, otherwise it's not going to work. And yeah, the battery life, like I said, 10 hours on these devices being on the whole time. But now that you have the on-off switch, you can just, let's see, the screen went blank. So let me show you. I guess I could show you on this one. So yeah, having the on-off, and it's off. So yeah, that's the whole detailed breakdown. This is an updated case as well. Like you saw in the 3D modeling part, I put my logo on the side right here, and then this is my sister's, and she wanted a custom wolf, sorry, on the back. So this one is kind of the blank design that I have. I actually like it. It looks kind of sleek, but also having the personalizing of it is or making it custom, I mean, that just makes it a little bit more enjoyable to carry around with you. It feels like yours. And I showed the whole process and how I did that in the when I did the 3D modeling, and so I'll give you a good idea of how you could do that yourself if that's something you're wanting to do. If you want to make your own case for these, and then just get the board and put it in yourself. But yeah, this one I used a denser material as well, so it's a little bit heavier than this one. Probably say like 25, maybe 30% heavier. And yeah, so thank you for watching. That was the full breakdown of building it and flashing it, so putting the actual software on it. And yeah, like I said, let me know if you want me to do a more in-depth build. I don't even mind doing a longer video. I could do an uncut build video as well. I feel like I've gotten it down to where it'd be pretty efficient, and it'd be just kind of information the whole time on how I'm doing it and why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it for some of the parts, like with the switch and the heat inserts. But yeah, so thank you for watching, and if you want to see another video on the Meshtastic stuff, make sure to let me know, leave a like and subscribe, and tell others about this, because like I said in the first video, the more people that know about this and actually get devices, the stronger the Meshtastic infrastructure will be. And yeah, so appreciate it, and